Yeah, welcome, fellow Biafrans, wonderful people all over the world. I welcome you to this afternoon broadcast. Welcome, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on your location. I am David Nana. I'm speaking to you from my location once again. Fellow Biafrans all over the world, wherever you are listening from, you are welcome to this afternoon broadcast. As a matter of fact, we had a broadcast in the morning, and I will encourage you to go and listen to it. It will be very educative and very interesting. But fellow Biafrans, we are no longer smiling and we are no longer happy about what is happening. Today we have a breaking news. We have a breaking news from the DSS custody, where the leader of the Indigenous People of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is being detained against his wish, against the court order of the Nigerian government, against the wish of even the order of the court, against the wish of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and against the wish of Biafrans. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still in detention, and the news we are hearing is that his health is worsening. His health is deteriorating, and it's very important and very imperative that you bring it to the public domain so that people will actually know and understand what is happening. The health condition of the leader of the Indigenous People of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is worsening in detention. So it is very, very important that everybody understand this. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the leader of over 70 million Biafrans all over the world. He commands the largest movement, the largest freedom movement on this planet Earth, which is IPOB. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped from Kenya and renditions to Nigeria. Renditions to Nigeria against all international norms, against all international treaties, against known international laws. This man committed no crime except fighting for the freedom of his people. He has been incarcerated for the past 2 years. Even the courts in Nigeria have freed him. Yet, the Nigerian government, the political leaders in the Biafran territory, members of the DSS, the Nigerian supporters, the one Nigerianist, don't want to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu because he's fighting for his freedom and the freedom of his people. And today we understand that his health condition is worsening, and we have to create that awareness for everybody to know that the life of the leader of the Indigenous People of Biafra is more important and most precious to all of us Biafrans all over the world. So you that is watching, if you love Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, if you want the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, if you love the freedom of the Biafran people, like this broadcast and share it so that people will get the notification, people will get to listen to it, people will get to watch it. It's very, very important. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is dying in the detention of the DSS in Abuja. And people and one Nigerianists are making mockery of it. The life of the Indigenous People of Biafran leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. People are saying, this morning when I had a broadcast and when I sent some articles online, you see one Nigerianists, those who does not reason with their brain, when they had the information that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's health is deteriorating, one Nigerians are making comment like, so the sit-at-home did not work. How does the sit-at-home got anything to do with the health of a leader? Some are asking, how did you get that information? How does the information matter more than what the information is talking about? This is to tell you how brainless, how brain dead most Nigerians are. Even Biafrans who are supposed to reason critically well, who are supposed to understand that the life of a man is more precious than any other thing. Biafrans are not, most of those Biafrans are not making use of their number 6 because they have been amassed with the criminality in Nigeria, with the Nigerian system in them. They no longer reason properly. So when you tell them about the life of a man who committed no crime, instead of them to be worried, instead of them to be sympathetic about the plight of that leader, they are asking about, oh, sit at home. They are asking about, oh, how did you get the information? It is on public domain, it is on public knowledge that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been denied several times medical attention. Why is he going to medical attention if his health is okay? For people who don't reason critically well. So today, that information came out that the life of the leader of Indigenous People of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is in jeopardy. And we are not going to take it lightly with anyone, anybody, any person or group of persons who are going to make caricature with the life of our leader. We are not going to take that. We are not going to buy it. So we are creating that awareness for everybody to understand and to know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be freed at this particular time before it is too late. If you are a political leader in the southeast, if you are a senator, if you are a governor, you are a senator, you are a House of Rep member, you are a councillor, you are a local government chairman, you are a DG, if you are one of those who are occupying offices in Biafran territory, and you have a hand in one way or the other in the continued detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the life of that man is at stake right now. I want to inform you that Biafrans will not take it lightly with you, including members of the Directorate of Saboteurs, members of the DOS. The DOS have been defunct. There's no two ways about that. They are no longer regarded in this struggle. Neither are they regarded in this liberation. Because right from 2021, since Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, 2021, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped, up to this moment, the DOS have not done anything to show that they want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be released. So if you are a member of the DOS, what it means is that you have a hand in the incarceration of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Because let me give you a flashback. A flashback. Before Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu directed the DOS that they are the body that should be responsible for the liberation of the Biafran people. But immediately Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped, first of all, for 8 good days, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was nowhere to be found. The DOS never made it public that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is missing in action. The DOS never informed the Biafran people about what is happening. The Biafran people were waiting for their leader. They never saw their leader. The Biafran people expected the DOS to tell the Biafran people what happened to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But up to this moment, they have not been able to explain to Biafrans exactly why they kept quiet for 8 good days when their leader was missing. And from that day till today, They have not done anything tangible. They have not been able to carry out any action against the Nigerian state that kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu till date. Rather, the DOS are helping the Nigerian government to fight against sit-at-home, which is a civil disobedience that the Biafran people have embarked upon to press home for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu unconditionally, and to make sure that the Biafran people take their destiny into their own hands, and to as well prove to the Nigerian government that the Biafran people now listen to the Biafran Republic government in exile, and the governors you have, the political leaders in the southeast, are no longer relevant in the life of the Biafran people. The Biafran people decided to sit at home to press for the release of their leader, instead of the DOS to join the Biafran people to press for the release of their leader. The DOS are fighting against this sit-at-home, following the political leaders, following the Nigerian government to fight against sit-at-home. It only shows one thing, it only proves one thing, that the DOS and the Nigerian government are working hand in hand to destroy Biafran struggle or Biafran liberation. But the real Biafrans are not taking that. The real Biafrans are embarking on this sit-at-home to make sure that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is released, and to make sure that they cripple the economy of the Nigerian state, to make sure that the kidnapping of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be made difficult for the Nigerian government. That is what the real Biafrans are doing at this particular time. And the DOS have done nothing, absolutely nothing, to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, or to press for his release, or to tell the Nigerian government, to show to the Nigerian government that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu commands millions of Biafrans all around the world. Today, they have asked the Nigerian government to keep Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in detention. They have helped the Nigerian government to deny Mazi Nnamdi Kanu medical care. They have helped the Nigerian government to deny the Biafran people the opportunity of seeing their leader, because they have collected money from the Nigerian government and playing the script of the oppressors. Now, the message for them is, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's health is deteriorating in DSS custody. It is time to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to go for medical attention abroad, to go for medical checkup abroad, to take care of his life, to take care of his health. Otherwise, it is not a threat, but it's a promise. Otherwise, if anything happened to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in detention, the entire members of the DOS have questions to answer to the Biafran people. First of all, they must answer why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped for 8 days and they never made it public to the Biafran people. And should anything happen to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they will now explain to us what have they done that propelled, that is forcing, that is stressing the Nigerian government in order to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Absolutely nothing. So it is here that I want to tell the Biafran people today that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's health condition is worsening in detention, and we must do everything humanly possible to make sure that he is released. The sit-at-home must be increased. The civil disobedience must be increased. The economic strangulation of Nigeria must be increased, because they are playing with the lives of over 70 million Biafrans. Because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is our leader, and we cannot fold our hands and watch the Nigerian government destroy the savior of our race. It is practically impossible. And you, a Nigerian, you as a Nigerian who is fighting, you a Biafran but Nigerian who is fighting against the liberation of the Biafran people, Nemesis will cut up with you. You are going to pay for your actions and your activities against the liberation of the Biafran people. You are part and parcel of those who are subjugating the Biafran people into slavery. The life of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is at stake. Every Biafran should now come together and speak out and speak up for the Nigerian government to release this man. He has committed no crime. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be released unconditionally. Should anything happen to him, the Southeast governors, all the Southeast governors, all the political elites, including members of the DSS, you people will have a very tough time explaining to Biafrans what happened to their leader, because Biafrans are not going to listen to you. So if you know what is good for you, if you know what is good for your generation, if you know what is good for your family, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be released. It is time to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He has committed no crime known to law. The courts have freed him. So why is he in detention? And for you fighting sit at home, you are nothing but the agent of the devil. You are nothing but the agent of the Nigerian state. Sit at home can never be stopped. No matter what you do, no matter how you try, you can never stop the will of the people. It is the will of the Biafran people to continue the sit at home until Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is released unconditionally and other Biafran activists held in various detention in that zoological republic are released. Nobody can stop sit at home. You can help your masters to speak against sit at home. You can help your masters to fight against it at home. You can never ever stop it. It is the will of the Biafran people to sit at home until Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, their leader, is released unconditionally. So wherever you are watching me from, all around the world, when you come across this video, you have to share it, you have to like it. Let them understand that the life of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is very precious to us. The leader of the indigenous people of Biafra is dying in detention. And you that have a hand in the incarceration of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, it is better that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu comes out and here and talks about how you sabotaged him. It is better. You may be forgiven. Who knows, the Biafran people may decide to forgive you. But let me tell you, if you don't do that now and allow Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be released from the DSS custody and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu dies in detention, your generation will be wiped out from the face of this very earth. Your generations, not generation, your generation, your lineage will be wiped out from the face of the earth for taking the life of an innocent man who was fighting for your freedom. Because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is there for you and for me. He has committed no crime known to law. Self-determination is not a crime. Fighting for your freedom is not a crime. Civil disobedience is also not a crime. Even defending yourself against the terrorist government, arms defense, is not also a crime. So why are you holding this innocent man hostage? What is the reason for continued detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Will anybody explain to us? You that is one Nigerianist, you that is coming to tell us that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have cancelled the sit at home. Why is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu still in detention? Why is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu being held incommunicado to his people? Why is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu still languishing in DSS custody? Civil disobedience is not a crime. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu committed no crime. So why is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu held in the Department of State of the Nigerian state in Abuja? Because he's fighting for your freedom. And you are coming out to tell us that sit at home should stop? Sit at home should stop? And what will you put in place of the sit at home? Let me ask you, fellow Nigerians, those who are Nigerians, what are you bringing to the table? Especially, I am asking those who are sympathizers of the DOS, those who are supporting the stoppage of sit at home. What do you have in the table for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be released? And we are asking you, since sit at home is not bringing out Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, what is your idea? What do you have to bring to the table? What is your suggestion? Okay? What have you brought to the table? What have you used to force the Nigerian government to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Absolutely nothing. You are doing nothing, and you are fighting those who are doing something. That is to show that Ibu Obenye Bura Amusu. And you cannot be the two. You cannot be Obenye, you cannot be Amusu at the same time. Either you are Obenye or you are Amusu. You can't stop those who are trying to free their leader from freeing their leader, and I swear you are not doing anything to free that man. All you are doing is coming on social media to antagonize, to attack those who are telling you that sit at home is part of the way the civil disobedience used to make sure we press the Nigerian government, we destroy them economically to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and other things that are our demands. The life of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is very precious to us Biafrans. The life of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is worth living. We can't play with the life of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So go and tell those who have sent you to come online and attack those who are fighting for your freedom that they have failed even before starting. Go and tell Aloye Jimako. Go and tell Ifanye Jiofo. Go and tell Benjamin Madubugo. Go and tell Hope Uzodimma. Go and tell Peter Mba. Go and tell Soludo. Go and tell Ifanye Oba. Go and tell members of the DOS that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's life should not be toyed with. They should not play with the life of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Should anything happen to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in detention, all of them will have nowhere to stay. Their own life will be taken away from them. It is not a threat as well. It's just a promise. Because you can't tell me that you are enjoying with your family. Because of the process of your crime in Nigeria, the Nigerian government are feeding you fat. You are embezzling the money, the resources that is meant for the development of our zones, of our Biafran territory. The Nigerian government are feeding you with that money for you to speak against Biafra, for you to speak against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is why you open your dirty mouth online and to tell us that sit at home is destroying economy. Which economy is sit at home destroying? The economy of the Nigerian state. Because you are not an independent country already. So how can you say that sit at home is destroying the economy of the Igbo people? Is Igbo independent? Are we independent yet? So why would sit at home be destroying the economy of the Igbo nation? That is the mentality of a Nigerian. Because the federal government of Nigeria that earmarked $20 billion in order to fight Biafrans, they are doing their work, giving you peanuts for you to come online and fight against the people who are fighting for your own freedom. You come online, you'll be yapping, sit at home is destroying the economy, sit at home, our people are dying, this and that. Something that you know that sit at home, the Nigerian government are crying. They are lamenting about the sit at home, and that is why they are doing everything humanly possible to make sure that they stop that sit at home. Because it is destroying the economy of the Nigerian state. And you as a Biafran that you is suffering outside Nigeria, you are in foreign land, cleaning Oyibo asses. You are in foreign land, sweeping sweeping the cities, becoming baby nannies, doing a lot of menial jobs in order to put food to the table of your family, while those who are subjugating you into that slavery, into that work that you are doing, they are feeding fat, taking 29 million naira every month. The Nigerian government will pay them 29 million naira. Tell me how they are coming out to talk about your freedom. These people will continue to subjugate you. They want you to remain slaves till thine kingdom come. That is why they are coming online to tell you to go and fight Simon Ekpa. They tell you to go and say that Chita told me destroying your economy. And you will sheepishly, idiotically, and senselessly come out online and be telling us that Chita told me destroying your economy, Chita told me doing this, and Chita told me doing that. And they even ask you to increase the tempo. You go ahead and say, oh, how can you be killing the people who you are defending? Whereas they are the same people killing your own people. Using you to pass the information that is the people fighting for your freedom that is killing you. That is how mentally deranged you are as a Biafran. Who is buying that crap? Who is buying that idea that sit at home that the Biafran agitators are killing the same Biafran which they are meant to protect? This is the narrative the Nigerian government wants you to narrate. They want you to push to the public, and you are pushing it, not knowing that you are ignorantly destroying yourself and your race. That is how sad it is, because Nigerians don't reason. Anybody who comes online to castigate sit at home is a Nigerian agent. Anybody who talks against sit at home is a Fulani stooge. That person wants to remain slaves forever. So don't ever support him in that slavery. If you want to remain in Nigeria, go to Sokoto, go to Kaduna, go to Maiduguri, leave the southeast. You one Nigerianist. Biafrans are going out from Nigeria, and there is nothing any one of you can do about it. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have educated a lot of us. We are fanatic about Biafra. We are fanatical, and nothing can stop the restoration of Biafra on this planet Earth. The leader of this movement, IPOB, worldwide, his life is at stake. His life is in jeopardy. It is time he is released. If you people don't release him, what is coming for you, you can never curtail it. Destruction that will come your way, you can never curtail it. So those of you, Enyinya Baribe, Ifeanyi Uba, Chike Doziem, Chinasa Nworu, Barrister Lawyer Ejimako, Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofo, Mike Ozokome, all these political players in the southeast, you people should release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because the ordeal of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is made worse by the people that I have mentioned their names here. They are the ones holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They are the ones helping the Nigerian government to have that morale to keep the leader of the Indigenous People of Biafra in detention, because they want to stop the sit at home, because they want to stop the restoration of Biafra. And you think you can succeed? You can never do that and succeed. It is practically impossible to stop the movement of the people. People who are determined to have their freedom. You cannot stop them. The volunteers are determined to fight for their freedom, to fight for their life. You can't stop us. We are unstoppable. Nigerian government can buy you with all the money they have in the whole world. They can buy you and buy your generation. Where is Babi Asika today? Where is Ifajuna today? All those who betrayed Biafrans, where are they? Their names are now regarded as taboo in Biafran territory. That is the same way your name will be regarded as taboo when Biafra comes, and you are not part and parcel of those who fought for the freedom of your people. You are not speaking out. You are not contributing. You are not doing nothing. All you are doing is coming online to castigate those who are fighting for their own freedom. That is how idiotic and mentally deranged you are. Look at what is happening, the wave of freedom that is happening in Africa today. Burkina Faso, they are taking their destiny in their own hands. The Nigerians are taking their destiny into their own hands. Even Guinea, they are fighting for their liberation and for their freedom. But you as a Nigerian that have been eating Fulani sexed cows, you can no longer reason with your brain. You cannot reason critically as a Biafran and know that the Nigerian government have subjugated you enough that it is time for you to rise up and take your destiny in your hands and fight your way out of this poverty, fight your way out of this subjugation and slavery. You don't see anything good in your freedom. You want to remain slave forever and ever. God forbid. We can never remain slave in the land of my ancestors. In the land that Chukwu Okike Abiama had blessed us with milk and honey, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu discovered and created that awareness for you to understand that you have everything necessarily that you need to be great in your land. You don't have road. Your roads are death traps. You don't have hospitals. Your hospitals are like pig farms. You don't have airports. You don't have seaports. You don't have good schools. Nothing, absolutely nothing works in that contraption called Nigeria. And we are fighting for all these things to work. For the government to be responsible to you. For you to have a say in what happens in your own vicinity. In your own government. For the government to be responsible to you and your children. You cannot suffer to train your child or your children. That is exactly what we are fighting. When we say we want Biafra. Biafra will be beneficial to you and I. To every Biafran. You will not be suffering in a land that is filled with milk and honey. That is why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is dying in detention, because of you today. That is why the Nigerian state are invading our communities, trying to kill every one of us off, in order to stop that good life that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu wants for you and for me. And yet, you as a Biafran, you are having Nigerian mentality in you. You don't have reasoning. You don't have reasoning faculty. Your brain is empty. When they talk about freedom, you said no, you don't want freedom. You don't want to be free. When they talk about liberation, you say no, you don't want to be liberated. You want to remain slave in the land of your ancestors. That is a taboo. Arokobo. If you are not one of those who is fighting for your freedom and the liberation, you are a disappointment to the human race. God will regret ever creating you. God will regret ever creating you, because you are as useless as anything. The people that don't own natural resources are using your own resources to develop their territories and their land. The governors, the senators, the representatives, the Ifeanyi Ubahs and the Chike Doziehan and Chinasa Nworus and the Ejimakors, the government are paying them money in order to make sure that they subjugate you into not rising up to take your destiny into your own hands. And those who are telling you the truth to rise up so that all of us will fight together and get this freedom once and for all. You are coming online to fight against them. When they say sit at home, you say sit at home is destroying your economy, as if you have economy. What economy do you have? The economy that Enyinia Baribe is taking home 29 million naira every month. Is that the economy you are talking about? Every senator takes home not less than 29 million naira every good month. And they pay you 30,000 naira, 100,000, 50,000. That will not be enough for you, but they are taking 29 million naira. And this is why we are fighting to make sure that in Biafra, everyone becomes equal. In Biafra, instead of you to suffer to train your children, the government will now come to your aid. Instead of you suffer to establish your business, the government will give you grant. Instead of you now suffer to go to school, the government will take you care of your education. This is what we are fighting for Biafra for. This is the reason we are agitating, so that you have a good job, you have industries, you have good schools, you have good roads, You have good hospitals. You have everything that life requires of you to have for your own benefit. Yet, you don't see reason in what we are doing. You are part of those whom the government are using to come and fight against us. If you go onto the comment section, you see somebody who is a Biafran. He'll be talking about sit at home. He's destroying the economy. And you ask him which economy. He doesn't have any answer for that. And he's telling you that sit at home should stop. And you ask him, okay, if sit at home should stop, what will you hold for the Nigerian government against for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? He doesn't have answer to that. For the past 2 years that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been incarcerated, it is only this sit at home that is making people to remember about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Am I lying? It is only this sit at home that people now remember. Every Monday is sit at home, and you ask them why are they sitting at home, they say for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So if you stop this sit at home, what are you going to use to press home for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? These are foolish, idiotic Biafrans who don't reason with their brain. They reason with their anuses. Useless, idiotic people, non-entities. Very unfortunate Biafrans who are known for their bravery and their courage. You see a Biafran who supposedly was breastfeeded by the milk of this mother, from the breast milk of the mother. He will be coming out here to talk like a Fulani man, to tell you that sit at home is destroying the economy. And you ask him which economy is he talking about? The buying and selling that people now go to buy and sell, and the government will take taxes from them. Look at what is happening in Anambra State. Soludos last week, a lot of people died because they could not pay levy to the government and they were killed. Is that the kind of government you want to still continue to live with? Is that the kind of Nigeria of your dream? That is not what we want. We want a Biafra where we can have a sense of belonging. Okay? A sense of belonging where your life will be valued by your government and your people. That is the country we are looking for. And somebody was asking me, oh, you say you are not a Nigerian, but you are using Nigerian passport. And so fucking what? You must have to be in a country to agitate for your own freedom. As a matter of fact, most of us who were born in Nigeria, you don't expect us to have another passport. You have to have the Nigerian passport. Now that you have discovered where you are, that you are a Biafran, you must stay in Nigeria to fight against Nigeria and get your freedom. That is how it is done all over the world. Okay? That is how it is done all over the world. When Nnamdi Azikiwe, Tafawa Balewa, all of them, when they were fighting for Nigeria, they were having British passport. They were using British passport to fight against the Britain in order to have their own independence. So what do you have to say about that? Foolish people. Nigerians are the most idiotic, useless non-entities that have ever existed because they don't reason with their brain. Nnamdi Azikiwe, Tafawa Balewa, including Obafemi Awolowo, all of them were British citizens, and they were using their British passport to fight against Britain in order to have their independence, and that is how they succeeded. So if I'm using Nigerian passport to fight against Nigeria to get my Biafran freedom, is that a crime? This is idiotic reasoning by the Nigerians. One Nigerian is, they reason from their anus. They don't reason critically well. So fellow Biafrans, wherever you are watching me from, I want to welcome you once again. The topic we are discussing here is about the condition, the health challenges, the health situation of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. Our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa this morning tweeted that our leader's life is in danger. His health is worsening. And you have to take that seriously. Because none of the things that Mazi Simon Ekpa has said before that have never been true. Even at the initial stage, when they were hiding, when Ejiofor was coming out, oh, that our leader is in high spirit, he's drinking palm wine, he's eating nkwobi in the DSS custody. He was covering the health challenges and the health situation of our leader. It was Mazi Simon Ekpa that was telling him to tell us the true state of the health of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu until Aloy Ejimako, then when he was still Aloy Ejimako, then came and revealed that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's health was worsening. That was when everybody knew that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's health was in jeopardy. Now Mazi Simon Ekpa has come again to tell us that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu may die in detention if nothing is done to free him, if he is not released very soon. And instead of some people to see reason and sympathize and talk about the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, some foolish and idiotic Nigerians are here telling us, oh, sit at home did not work. What has sit at home got to do with the life of the indigenous people of Biafran's leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Some are asking, how did you get in that information? Where I got the information or how the information was gotten is not the problem. It doesn't matter how the information was relayed to the public. What matters is that the life of the indigenous people of Biafran leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is in jeopardy, that his health is worsening, and drastic measures must be taken to make sure that he's released. That is what matters at this particular time. So you as a Biafran, you have it as a point of duty to create this awareness. Share this message as you are watching, wherever you are watching all around the world. Share this message so that it gets to Biafrans, it gets to anybody who it may concern, to know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's health is deteriorating and he must be released very fast now before it goes out of hand. Because should anything happen to that man, Nigeria will not contain anybody who has a hand. The whole world will not contain anybody who has a hand in the ordeal of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because Biafrans are all over the world. And we are fanatical about Biafra. We don't play with the life of our leader. If you are one of those who has a hand in what is happening to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and you are still keeping him in detention, thinking that you are going to cover your tracks, you are wasting your time. You are wasting your time, because the nemesis that will come to you will not be only to you alone, including your generations. You will be destroyed for tampering on the life of an innocent man. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu needs to be released urgently now. For most of you who don't know what is happening, the Nigerian state are using most of you Biafrans to fight against those who are fighting for your freedom. Those of you who are commenting rubbish, those of you who are coming online to attack sit at home, you are a tool of the Fulani state. You are a tool that is being used to fight against your own freedom. And you think there is nothing wrong about that? Your name will enter into Saboteur's book. You will be remembered for the role you played when Biafrans were fighting for their freedom. Ifajuna, Opabia Sika, those names, we were not born then when they were fighting. But we have gone to read history and know that these people sabotaged Ojoko. That is the same way your name will be read by our children's children when Biafra is restored. Because history will be taught our children about this fight for liberation. It's not going to be easy. It is going to be bloody. This revolution that is loading, if you don't take time, your head will go into it. This revolution that have started in Africa, when it goes to Biafra land, your head will roll. Because men are not smiling. Biafrans are scattered all over the world, seeking greener pastures. Whereas in their own country, Biafra, in their own communities, in their own states, in their own local government, They are blessed abundantly with natural resources that should have taken care of them from generation to generations. But the Nigerian state, the British, the West are taking our resources and developing their own countries and using some of our stooges, the governors, the senators, the representatives. They are using them to cage you and I. And instead of you to revolt against them, you are fighting those who are trying to revolt against those who are holding your destiny. That is how evil, that is how idiotic, that is how useless you are as a Biafran. When they talk about freedom, you talk about Nigeria. When they talk about destruction of Nigeria, you talk about unity of Nigeria. That is, you are evil, you are idiotic, you are moronic, you are senseless as a Biafran. And it can never be well with you. Biafrans are scattered all over the world, not by our own making, but for the fact that we are seeking for greener pastures. Whereas our own country, Biafra, our territories are blessed with natural resources that ordinarily should have taken care of our generations and generations until eternity. For those who you are running to their countries to stay, to build your life on, those are those people who are taking the natural resources that is meant for you to develop their territories. And when they tell you about fighting for your freedom, to take away that natural resources from them, you are saying, oh, you don't want freedom. The likes of Abaribe, the likes of Ifeanyi Oba, the likes of Hope Uzodimma, the hype of Nwike, the likes of Soludo, the likes of Peter Mba, the likes of Abio. All these people will never, ever speak on your behalf for you to have freedom. They don't want you to be like them. They don't want you to live the large life they are living. They don't want you to prosper like them. They don't want you to be like them as a kingmaker. They want everything to them and their families and their cronies. That is why they are vocal to talk against the sit at home. That is why they are coming hard on anyone who is fighting for his freedom, because they are benefiting from the criminal country. They are benefiting from the criminology or the criminal activities that is going on in Nigeria, and that is why they can never support your freedom. And it is left for you to take this freedom by force, because freedom is not given. Even the Bible is telling you that the kingdom of God, that kingdom you are fighting to go to, you want to go to heaven, they are telling you that that kingdom you are fighting to go to suffered violence. You have to be strong. You have to be courageous. You have to fight for that freedom that you want before you can go to heaven. The kingdom of God suffered violence, and it is only those who are violent can take it by force. You say these things, you don't know the meaning, you don't know what it implies, you don't read between the lines, you just read it verbatim. The kingdom of God suffered violence. For you to be violent, it means you have to take it by force. Take your freedom by force, and that is exactly what we are doing. We are fighting the Nigerian state to take our freedom. And one of the ways of fighting that to take your freedom is civil disobedience, to cripple the economy of the Nigerian state. This is one of the prices you have to pay, because freedom is never cheap. For the fact that we fought war in 1967 to 1970, does it mean you are now a defeated people? Does it mean you have to fold your hands and allow the Fulani to come and take you over? Does it mean that you can no longer rise up and demand for what is right before you? Does it mean you can no longer take responsibility of your natural resources? Does it mean that since we fought war in 1967 to 1970, there is no possibility of fighting war and winning it? Is it what it means? It is only those who are not man enough, that cannot stand for what is right for them and their people. It is only those who are effeminate men and women, who cannot be courageous enough to hold the bull by the horn, to fight it, that can say, oh, they don't want their freedom. Freedom is taken and never given. And in the line for you to have your freedom, a lot of sacrifices have to be made. Sitting at home is one of the sacrifices you have to make for your freedom to come. Because freedom cannot be given to you on a platter of gold. Freedom is not even given. You have to fight for it. You have to fight for your freedom so that you can get it, you can achieve it. And when you get it, you can nourish it. Okay. That is how it is. Nobody will call you and say, come and take your freedom. It is never done. The Indians, they fought their way to freedom. South Africa fought their way to freedom. Okay? Ukraine are fighting their way out of freedom from Russia. Okay? And you are talking of sit at home. People in Russia or people in Ukraine now, when you tell them to sit at home for their freedom to come, do you think they will not sit at home for as long as they can get their freedom? They are going to sit at home in order to make sure that their freedom comes. But unfortunately, they did not have that opportunity. They are now in wars. And they don't have opportunity to talk about sit at home. Everybody is sitting, hiding, fighting in order to achieve that freedom which they desire. And in Biafra land, they ask you to sit at home so that the Nigerian government will not kill you, because war is not already declared. Rather, they are killing our people in our territories. And we are saying enough is enough. And in order to strangulate them economically, we are saying, Biafran, sit at home 1 day, 2 days, 1 week, 2 weeks. And only Fulani stooge, only Efulefus, only idiotic non-entities, only one Nigerianist will come and tell you that sit at home is destroying the economy. And you ask them which economy, they cannot prove to you the economy that they are talking about. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in detention for you. We are sitting at home, number one, for him, so that the Nigerian government will release him. For those of you who say sit at home is not working, if sit at home is not working, then why is the Nigerian government complaining? If sit at home is not working, why is everybody going to the DSS custody to tell you that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have cancelled sit at home? Even those who don't love you, none of them loves you. Ifeanyi Uba does not love you. Ifeanyi Uba does not love you. Is it Hope Uzodimma that love you? Is it Soludo that loves you? So what are they talking about? When these people ask you that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have cancelled sit at home, what are they playing at? Why are they telling you that? Why are they telling you that? Why are they telling you that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have cancelled sit at home? If that sit at home is not destroying their own economy, why are they telling you that? Because they want you to believe that it is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that is speaking. Come to think of it, wait a minute, ask yourself, why will Mazi Nnamdi Kanu stay in the detention and tell you to stop sit at home? Why he is not released? Does it mean that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now want to, his home is now DSS? Does it mean that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is now comfortable in the Department of State detention facility? Why is everybody running to DSS and coming out to tell you there is nothing they are telling you about other than the sit at home? Nothing else they are telling you other than to stop the sit at home. Why? Ask yourself why. If you ask yourself why and you don't know the answer, then you are foolish, you are idiotic, and you are useless. because the reasons are there glaring. Why are they telling you that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu send message, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu do this, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu do that? Why is sit at home so pressing for them? Why not release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu so that the sit at home will automatically stop? Why are they not doing it? Because they want you to believe. They want to control your mind. They want to use Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to control your mind from the DSS custody. Because what is the reason for keeping Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the DSS custody? If they believe that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu committed any crime, why not take him to detention facility? Why not take him to prisons? Because they know when they take Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to prison, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will speak from the prison, and everybody will now know the real fact, the real truth, what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is talking about. Because in 2017, in 2016, it happened. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was speaking from prisons, and Biafrans were listening and knowing the actual state of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and what his stand is and what his stand continue to be. But today, when they kidnapped him, they say, oh, we are not going to take him to the detention facility. We are not going to take him to prison, because when we take him to prison, he will reveal the secret. So let us control Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from the DSS custody. Let us prevent people from going to see him. Let us select people who are going to see him, and those people that they have selected, and those people that they are paying money to, so that whatever they come out to say will be against those who are fighting for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is why they cannot bring Mazi Nnamdi Kanu out to speak to you as a Biafran. And you as a Biafran, you don't use your critical thinking that you learned from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that you have to use your brain and not your head. Use your brain, not your head. That is how sad it is for most of you who don't know actually what is happening. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu can never ever issue any order to stop any sit at home. It is practically impossible. A whole Ifeanyi Oba said Mazi Nnamdi Kanu sent him to tell you, Biafran, that he has cancelled sit at home. Ifeanyi Oba, of all people. That is to tell you that if you believe that, you can even believe that the devil is Jesus Christ. The life of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra is at stake, and we must do everything humanly possible to make sure that he is released. And should anything happen to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, every one of you that have a hand in what happened to Mazi Nnamdi, especially members of the DOS, Directorate of State, the Directorate of State of the indigenous people of Biafra, are part and parcel of the ordeal Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is passing through in the DSS custody. DOS have a hand in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu continued detention in DSS custody, because Ifeanyi Ejiofor told us that they are working with the Nigerian government to fish out criminal elements in IPOB. Ifeanyi Ejiofor is a member of the DOS. Are you aware? You can see the confession of Chinasa Nworu, where he said that Ifeanyi Ejiofor knew when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was being rounded up for kidnapping. Chinasa Nworu said that it is viral, it is online. Go and look for it. Now, if these people have a hand in the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, do you think that they will do anything to make sure that he's released? That is common sense for you. The DOS will never do anything to make sure that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is released. Rather, the only thing that they will be doing is to kick against those, like they are kicking against Mazi Simon Ekpa, who is fighting for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They are telling you, oh, Mazi Simon Ekpa is not an IPOB member. Mazi Simon Ekpa is a Kwerima. Mazi Simon Ekpa is this and that. But they are not doing anything to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They are just fighting Mazi Simon Ekpa. Their agitation for freedom is Mazi Simon Ekpa. They are no longer fighting for Biafran liberation and freedom. All their fight is against Mazi Simon Ekpa. That is to tell you that DOS have a hand in the continued detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. because they are working with the Nigerian state. Ifeanyi Ejiofor confessed that. Chinasa Nworu also confessed that. So if you as a Biafran, you are supporting DOS, when they are going to reap the proceeds of their crime, you will partake or you will share. I am telling you the gospel truth, because you people are evil. That is one problem with you people. You don't like truth. When truth is being spoken, you people are not comfortable with it. How can you be the member of a DOS and you are not doing anything to free your leader? Rather, what you are doing is fighting those who are trying to free him. If you say Simon is not fighting to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, then leave Simon alone and fight for your own. Let us meet at the center. That is how it's supposed to be. But no, their freedom, their liberation, and their struggle is Simon Ekpa. Simon Ekpa this, Simon Ekpa that. The same thing that the Nigerian state are doing, fighting against Simon. The same thing that the DOS is fighting against Simon. That is to tell you that what Simon is doing is the right thing. Because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told us that whenever you are doing something and your enemy is lamenting, your enemy is fighting you, know that that thing you are doing is bearing a very positive fruit for you. But when you are doing something and your enemy is praising you, know that that thing you are doing, you are supporting them, you are leading, you are helping them against your own self. That is what the Nigerian government and DOS are doing. When the DOS write press release, the Nigerian government will come and say, oh, IPOB have written press release. They are supporting IPOB press release. That is IPOB or Chike Dosiem. But when Simon Ekpa come against them, oh, they will come and fight you and say Simon Ekpa is this, Simon Ekpa is that, he's a criminal, go and extradite him. Exactly what they did to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is what they are doing to Simon Ekpa. And Benjamin Madubugo, who happens to be a member of the Directorate of State and one of the Eastern Security Commanders of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is now telling you that Eastern Security Network are criminals. That is to tell you that Benjamin Madubugo have already paid his dues with the Nigerian government. He has already collected money. He is no longer speaking for the Biafran people. And he will tell you that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said this, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said that. They can never come and say, oh, we want to see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or want him to be freed. We are talking with the Nigerian government to release him. No, they will only go and see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They will not even go and see him. They will just come out and bring out a propaganda that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu say you should cancel sit at home. That is the only thing that they are after. But they think they are going to succeed. You can never betray Biafra and succeed. You can never betray Mazi Simon Ekpa and succeed. You can never stop the restoration of the Biafran liberation. You can never stop it. Nothing can stop it on this planet Earth. It is only Chukwu Okike Abiyama. Because it is his ordained mission for us to be free as a people. And that is what we are doing. We are fighting to liberate ourselves from the shackles of slavery and subjugation by the Nigerian state. It doesn't matter what anybody says about it. I am fighting for my own liberation and freedom. What I am doing, what you see me doing, is what I am assigned to do. That is what my spirit have told me to do. I am preaching that gospel which should be preached, for everybody who cares to listen should know that freedom is sacrosanct for the people of Biafra, which I am proudly one of them. And my children, my generation will be happy that I fought for the liberation of my people. What are you doing as a Biafran? What you are doing is that you are fighting me, you are fighting Biafran people, you are fighting Mazi Simon Ekpa, you are fighting against the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And it can never ever be well with you. As a Biafran, it can never be well with you when you fight against the liberation of your people, when you fight against the good life that your people are supposed to be enjoying. You should be fighting against Nigeria. Okay? You should be fighting against Nigeria, against the subjugation of your people. We want to be free. We are no longer comfortable with that contraction called Nigeria. As a matter of fact, we have nothing in common. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu dies in detention, every one of you members of the DOS must go down. That is, it is not a threat. The Biafran people will see to its conclusion, including every political leader in the Southeast, because they are the reason why we are suffering. The likes of Enyine Iberibe, the likes of Ifeanyi Uba, the likes of Soludo, the likes of Nwike, the likes of what do you call it? Hope Uzodinjo. All these people are going to go down. If anything happened to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, there will be no hiding place for you. You can only run. You can never hide. Anywhere you are, you will be hunted all around the world. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu means a lot to Biafran people. We can never play with his life. We are not playing with the life of our leader. Do whatever you have to do. Do your sabotage. Whatever you care to do as sabotage. But when it comes to the life of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, we are not going to take it from you. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu needs medical attention now. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu needs to be freed. You have to free him. He committed no crime. Members of the DOS, this is the last warning we are giving to you. The money you have collected from the Nigerian government, you have built your hotels, you have built your houses and bought your cars. No problem about that. Go and free our leader. Enjoy the proceeds of your crime. Nobody is after your criminal activity. We want you to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He is not your problem. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not your problem. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a solution to the subjugation of the Biafran people. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a solution to the problem that we have in Biafra. So if you feel that there are killings, if you feel that the sit at home is disturbing you, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a solution to that. Release him and sit at home stops. Release him and everywhere will be calm, because you cannot. It's not possible. Okay? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is all DK Kobo. Everybody should be quiet. When the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra is in incarceration and you want Biafran land to be calm, are you serious? You are stupid, you are idiotic, and you are useless. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you people are going to see Nketoro Biati. If you don't release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from next week, a lot of things are going to happen. For you people to know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu commands millions of Biafrans all around the world. There is no hiding place for you. You can sabotage anyhow you like it, but you can never stop this Biafran movement. You can never stop the liberation of the Biafran people. You can never stop the freedom that is knocking on the doors of Biafrans. And we are going to take it by force, by fire, by force. Our Prime Minister, thank God, is not a nonsense man. You betrayed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and went scot-free, right? Try it with Mazi Simon Ekpa. As a matter of fact, we are going to wait for State of the Nation address very soon, where Mazi Simon Ekpa, our Prime Minister, will put all of you in your proper places. Your homes, you can no longer be accepted in Biafran territory. If you don't know what will happen to you, go and find out what happened to South Koreans. Those who fought for freedom in South Korea, they are the ones enjoying that country. But those who sabotage, who were fighting against South Koreans when they were fighting for their freedom, do you know that they are not even citizens? Are you aware that those who are, they are South Koreans, but when they were fighting for their freedom, they were fighting against the South Koreans, just like most of Biafrans are fighting against those who are fighting for the freedom. When Biafra comes, you can never be a Biafran. You will be a foreigner in your own land. You will be a foreigner in Biafra. And you can imagine you as a foreigner in Biafra, your generation will remain foreigners in a country that it is supposed to be your own, for the singular reason that you never fought for the liberation of your people, for the singular reason that you fought against those who are fighting for your freedom. And it can never be well with you. You are going to be a foreigner in your own country. That is what is happening to South Koreans today. Those of them who didn't fight for their freedom are regretting their actions. But it is too late, because South Koreans are now free, and they have placed those people in the category that they belong to as foreigners. They treat them as foreigners in their own country. That is exactly what will befall you. Anybody who is not fighting for the liberation of the Biafran people, and those of you who are sabotaging Biafrans, and those who are responsible for the condition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu today, for what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is passing through. You, as a Biafran, that is making it possible for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to remain in custody, helping the Nigerian state to hold your brother who is fighting for your freedom down. What is going to befall you? Your generation will swear for you. Everlasting, everlasting. Your name will be wiped out from the face of this very earth. Nobody will answer your name again. Your generation will remain foreigners in their own land. They can never partake in the activities of governance of Biafra. Neither are they going to enjoy the benefits of their nationhood of Biafra. They are going to pay just like foreigners in a foreign land. In a land that you are, you know how you are paying as a foreigner. That is exactly how we are going to treat you as a Biafran who is actually working against our freedom, who is actually sabotaging the freedom of the Biafran people. There is nothing that you can do that can stop the Biafran liberation from coming. Thank you, fellow Biafrans, for joining me. Once again, I want to remind you, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's health condition is worsening. DOS members, Chike Doziem, Chinasa Nworu, Austin Agbanyim, all of you that are members of the DOS that is helping Nigerian government to kill Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and keep him in detention. We have your intels, your informations are with the Biafran people. The money that the Nigerian government have paid you, enjoy the money. Allow Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to come out. Let us hear about your sabotage. That is the only thing that he can take away from you. But should anything happen to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, your generation will be wiped out from the face of this very earth. You as a governor in the southeast, you as a senator in the southeast, you as a representative in the southeast, you as a political leader in the southeast, and you are not doing anything to free that innocent man. The shrouded that will befall you and your generation will be very, very destructive. You will be chased out from Biafran territory through eternity. You can no longer be accepted in Biafran territory. Should anything happen to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, it is not a threat. It is a promise coming from the Biafran people. A word is enough for the wise. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu needs medical attention. His health is deteriorating. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu committed no crime. Better release him now before it is too late. Better release that man now before it is too late. The day is here. Don't allow it to get to the night when everybody will be on the light to see. Because that time will be very, very destructive for you. As a Nigerian, as a supporter of the Nigerian state against the Biafran people, your generation will never be happy with you. Share this message, fellow Biafrans all around the world. Support Mazi Simon Ekpa, our PM. He is doing exceptionally well to free us from this subjugation and this slavery. And be prepared for the Biafran first ever referendum convention that will be taking place in Finland very soon. I think in October or so. Have you booked your ticket? As a matter of fact, you should try now to book your ticket for that convention. Support the Biafran Republic government in exile. Support the Biafran de facto government in our homeland. Support Mazi Simon Ekpa. Support Mazi Madam Azuka, the defense minister. We support our Minister of Information, Mazi Sonny Akbarawa. The Biafran writers of conscience, Mazi Dim Justice, we support him. And all fellow comrades of the Biafran writers of conscience, fellow comrades, I really appreciate every one of you. And when you come in, please like and share this message so that it gets to everyone who cares to listen. That Mazi Nnamdi Kanu needs urgent attention. He should be freed now. And there is nothing should happen to him. Should anything happen to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, every living organism in that zoological republic of animal kingdom, Nigeria, will be destroyed. We make no apologies to that. We are fighting for our freedom. And nobody can stop the restoration of God's kingdom on this planet Earth. Thank you so much for listening. I've been here for a very long time. I bring the message of restoration. I bring the message of restoration, a message of hope, more especially message of freedom for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who has been incarcerated for no just cause. He committed no crime. Release him now. Share this message so that it gets to the government of Nigeria. Biafrans are fanatical about Biafra. We love our leader. Nothing should anyhow happen to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If we look for him, we don't see him, we'll come for you and come for your families. Wherever you are all around the world, you have no hiding place. You can only run. We can get you and make sure that you pay the ultimate price. Should anything happen to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you know that Biafrans are not smiling. Thank you so much. I salute every one of you who is here. I thank you, Emmanuel Ikechukwu, for watching. Sunday Annie, I thank you for watching as well. I thank you, all of you that are here watching. I cannot be mentioning you by names. And I pray that this message, you share it. As you share it, let it get to people who are responsible for the ordeal of this innocent man. Time will tell for you to know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu wants good life for you and your generation. A word is enough for the wise. I still remember Mazi David Nnanna. I'm signing out from my location. May Chukwu Okike Abiama strengthen every one of you that is genuinely fighting for the liberation and the restoration of God's kingdom on this planet Earth. And for those of you who are saboteurs, I have a word for you. You can never succeed. You can never betray Biafra and succeed. And may the gods of our land destroy those who are fighting against the freedom of their people. Thank you so much, fellow Biafrans. Share this message as I sign out from my location. Goodbye. See you next time.